There are so many topics I want to make videos on, but unfortunately, I don't have the time, nor I feel like putting any effort in my YouTube videos because I know I'm being censored. I have the evidence and I will put it on my channel, but first, I gotta address this story real quick, and I want to address the director slash actress Elizabeth Banks directly in this video. For those who do not know, Charlie's Angels came out and it looks like it will be a bust at the cinema. Let's be real here, there have been a lot of big budget flops at the cinema this year. Movies like Terminator Dark Fate is one of them. In fact, it's the perfect example. Just because you have the best ingredients that would make a dish delicious, in this case Arnie, Linda Hamilton, and James Cameron, doesn't mean the dish will actually taste delicious. It's the execution that counts, and I think that's where Dark Fate fell on its face. Just because you have the right people there doesn't mean that the movie will do good. And let's be real here, I think the audiences are getting a bit tired of big budget Hollywood movies that have explosions and over the top action sequences. Joker is a perfect example of it. The entire movie focused on one man's journey into madness, and the people loved it. Last time I checked, the movie ended up being the highest grossing R-rated movie, which is a surprise considering how much the media tried to vilify the movie before it even came out. And that brings us to Charlie's Angels. Now this is coming from someone who hasn't seen the series. Okay, I was born in Pakistan, and when the series came out, I was too young to understand English, so I couldn't get into it. But I saw the first movie and I was like, meh, whatever, move on. Then I saw the sequel, Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, and I thought it was way better than the original movie. I loved it. The actresses were amazing, the action sequences were top, and the story was pretty good too. When I was watching it, no way it felt like it was trying to prove that women are just as good as men or anything as such. It was a story of three spies or agents or whatever you want to call them, and they were doing what they do best. Not a lot of sequels do better than the original, but this movie certainly outdid the original. Fast forward to Charlie's Angels 2019, and what can I say, dude? I'm not surprised that the movie underperformed. Seriously, Elizabeth Banks, if you're watching this, sincerely doubt it, but if on the off chance you are, I want you to take these points into account because these are seriously important. Let's get one thing out of the way here. You're a director and an actor. Your job is to create a movie with a story that will make people forget about their pathetic lives, because life screws us all in one way or another. Audiences don't go to the cinema to be preached to. They want to go to the cinema to escape the mediocrity of their lives and be part of an adventure that is larger than life. That's why Avengers Endgame became such a hit, because for the last 10 plus years, Marvel was building up to Infinity War. They took their time, put effort in it, and it paid off. People became part of this adventure that made them feel sorrow of losing their favorite Avenger and the joy of seeing them again on the big screen. So when you are coming out of the gates with a movie like Charlie's Angels and it's loaded with sneaky feminist ideas, then pardon the skeptic in me for not wanting to see the movie, because I see sneaky feminist ideas everywhere in society nowadays. Be it the wage gap, the cisgendered white male privilege, the hashtag Believe Women movement, I see them everywhere and it's crazy. So why the hell would I take time out of my life to watch the same kind of rubbish on the big screen? Especially when you consider that a person like myself have already debunked most of these hot feminist points in the past. Why would I pay my hard-earned money, which I accrued by doing overtime, because not everyone is as rich as you and has disposable income? Why would I pay you to see the same kind of rubbish on the big screen? I kid you not, I saw the trailer of the movie and I immediately felt distant. I didn't feel like this was a movie for me. Okay, I saw the trailer for the Joker movie and I immediately felt like this movie will be different. I saw the trailer for Charlie's Angels and it didn't work it for me. It felt generic. It felt like I have seen this kind of movie before. With the rise of streaming services and the cost of cinema trips becoming more expensive, if I as a viewer needs to go to the cinema and watch a film, then it needs to stand out from the crowd, and unfortunately, Charlie's Angels didn't. Not for me anyway. And let's be real here. Some people over the last couple of years have built a disdain towards feminism, so if people hear even a wisp that a movie could have feminist agenda running through it, they would rather avoid that movie. And frankly speaking, feminism has no one to blame but the feminists who jump on the bandwagon that everything is racist, sexist, and homophobic when it's not. People like yourself, Elizabeth Banks, you make a movie that is loaded with sneaky feminist ideas and then complain why people are avoiding it like a monkey avoiding the bubonic plague. Maybe people don't want to see feminist ideas in their preferred choice of entertainment. Another thing I want to address here is the way all these Hollywood celebs react when their feminist projects fail. First up, stop labeling your critics as trolls. Get off from your cushy ass and actually read or see some videos from sources that know their stuff, and you will find feedback that will help you improve your future projects. Yes, there will be a few trolls out there, but not everyone is a troll. It's just a bubble that you Hollywood celebs like to put yourselves into, that you should be loved and appreciated at all times, and anyone who remotely criticizes you, that person is chalked up as a troll. No, stop doing that. And when you try and challenge these trolls by saying that action movies are your realm, when you actually found success with Pitch Perfect 2, which I don't think is an action movie, those trolls are going to take up on that challenge and won't watch your movie. It's a simple idea which I don't know why Hollywood bigwigs don't understand. Don't piss off your core audience. Fast forward to this article I found on the net. Elizabeth Banks says Captain Marvel, Wonder Woman were hits because they belong to the male genre. This article here annoyed me so much. Legit fam, when I was writing the script for this video, as I was reading this article, I had to walk away from my screen multiple times because I was so close to just losing my temper.
I am 5 seconds away from blowing you the fuck up. Like, you have no idea how close I am to just blowing up your shit.
Alright, let's get through this. Elizabeth Banks says Captain Marvel, Wonder Woman were hits because they belong to the male genre. How is this a bad thing? In fact, I think it should be celebrated that in a male genre, the female characters made a name for themselves. I mean, before Joker, I believe Wonder Woman was the highest grossing DC movie and was also directed by a woman if I recall correctly. As for Captain Marvel, not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of the movie. It retconned the Marvel universe and the movie itself was just bland. I have no idea how many times the character has been rebooted in the comics, and I have no intentions of doing research into it either because I got better things to do in life. Brie Larson as an actress, yeah, she's alright. Nothing special, just a mediocre actress. As a person, she just comes across as a horrible human being. She's probably nice in real life, but what I have seen and read about her online, her statements and her tweets, she just comes across as a horrible human being, and I will be avoiding all movies that has her in it. There you go, I said it, I don't care. Prior to the movie's disastrous opening weekend, Banks gave an interview to the Herald Sun that is now proving to be somewhat controversial. The filmmaker, who also wrote and produced Charlie's Angels and stars in the movie as Bosley, called out a potential box office bomb as being sexist. That's like the go-to reason of every Hollywood project that has a female lead and underperforms. Oh, you don't like you don't want to watch Charlie's Angels? You're sexist. Oh, you don't like Batwoman series? You're a homophobe and sexist. I mean, come on. Maybe the audience didn't want to watch the movie or your show because it looks generic. Or maybe some people did see your show, thought it was crap, and didn't recommend it to their family members and friends. Ever thought about that? Look, people have to buy tickets to this movie too. This movie has to make money, she said. If this movie doesn't make money, it reinforces a stereotype in Hollywood that men don't go see women do action movies. You know what? As a movie maker, you don't get to decide what I should be spending my money on. If I don't find the movie appealing, I'm not going to buy the tickets for it. I would rather wait for it to hit Netflix or something. For example, the Ford versus Ferrari movie. I saw the trailer and I didn't like it. I'm not a gearhead or anything, and frankly speaking, Fast and Furious movies have put me off from car movies, so I'm going to give it a miss. It doesn't mean that the movie is bad or anything. It just means that it didn't appeal to me. So if you're going to say that if I don't watch Charlie's Angels at the cinema, I don't like women in action movies, then it's complete BS, and now I definitely won't be watching your movie at all, even if it hits Netflix.
Now I'm pissed!
For crying out loud, are we not going to talk about movies like Atomic Blonde, Mad Max Fury Road, Alita Battle Angel? And I loved Alita. I thought it was an amazing movie. Atomic Blonde and Fury Road were not comic book movies, and they were hard R-rated movies too. The fact of the matter is, if people choose not to watch your movies, it doesn't make them sexist. However, if your assumption is that men don't like to see women in action movies, then it is you who are being sexist, Elizabeth Banks, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Don't try to run away from the fact that you directed and acted in a mediocre movie that looked generic and were beaten by a movie that looked fresh and original. Even though I am not going to see Ford versus Ferrari myself, I can appreciate that it looks different from the current wave of movies that we are getting at the cinema. Charlie's Angels once again looked like a movie that we have all seen before. People are more focusing towards gritty movies like people are more focusing towards gritty movies like Logan, Atomic Blonde, Mad Max, and Joker. Can you imagine a Charlie's Angels movie that was filmed and shot like Atomic Blonde? It would have been epic. The dark, gritty tone, the mature storyline, the dark color palettes. It would have been amazing, but no. Elizabeth Banks, you approached the project wrong, and now you are blaming the world for not liking it. I don't need to find your movie appealing. I don't need to give you my hard-earned money. If you want my money, then make your project appealing to me, not as a man, but to a member of the audience, just like the Joker movie did. I'm sure a lot of women turned up to see that movie at the cinema. Same thing, I would also turn up to see your movie, but make it appealing and interesting. Make it look fresh. If you want my money, then you're gonna have to work for it. And you can start by stop acting like an entitled Hollywood shit and start acting like a mature person who accepts feedback and criticism. Anyways, that's enough from me. If you're Elizabeth Banks and made it to the end of the video, I hope this video helped you, and I hope you will approach your future projects with a new perspective. If you're not Elizabeth Banks but made it to the end, thank you very much. Please support my channel by subscribing. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up because your engagement will make my voice louder in the YouTube community, my channel stronger, and my dick harder. Peace out, people, and stay awesome.